The latest iteration of this for Republicans is Senator Bill Cassidy, the very hapless latest edition sellout who has given his soul to Trump for a mess of pottage and discovered he didn't even get the pottage. The primary is coming up this Saturday. Polling strongly suggests, although this is not dispositive, he could still pull this out, but that he's going to lose. He is
The
going to
incumbency factor and other stuff. It's not even just Trump. It's incumbency and this. It's a number of things. I think he's toast.
And this is a person who is a medical doctor who bent himself into several different kinds of pretzel shapes to sort of squint and make a case like, yeah, maybe
Some
RFK
that I
Jr.
think
is
he could have practiced with another Louisiana politician, David Vitter, where if he'd gone to the DC Madam, some of those pretzel shapes, I think.
Yes, that could have been.
Here I am bringing down Matt's show again.
Gumbo. And so he went ahead and rubber stamped RFK Jr. Lo and behold, as he's promised his entire life, RFK turned around and started doing the exact things that Dr. Bill Cassidy had said would be an absolute affront to medical science. And he turned around and he said, I'm shocked to discover that you've done these things. Maybe I'm against this. And Trump said, fuck you, bro. You're done. And
well, it wasn't like it was within a couple years of a pandemic, too. So there was no reason to think that his insanity could come back to bite us in the ass. But hey, so, I hear hantavirus is fun.
So I guess what I'd love to do is take the next few minutes just to rag on him. However, I'm going to turn this into a more provocative question to you.
This and is I won't just rag on him either. I'll try to give it analysis because I think it's worthy of it. But
you see, this is what I meant. This is what I meant about the trap. This is sort of the promise that we made in the title and the thumbnail for today's show. This idea that it's not just that Trump shouldn't celebrate because the recent rulings don't mean that Republicans are going to win the midterms. It's that this is an increasing trap that they're falling into. They cannot demagify themselves. They can't divorce themselves from this bizarre union with this very strange megalomaniacal guy. And here is the latest proof. Someone who sold out everything that he had at his core and has gotten shivved at the very end. And we've seen this movie so many times before. Cliff Schecter, is there any hope that any Republican anywhere is going to get the lesson? I have Joe Walsh on your show all the time.
The ones who got it, though, like Joe Walsh, got it pretty quickly, or at least certainly during that first term. The thing about Cassidy is he voted to convict, which means he found Donald Trump guilty enough of crimes, high crimes and misdemeanors against the Constitution of the United States of America that he felt he should be convicted and removed from office. But after that, somehow went back to kissing his ass. How can you make a statement like that? And it was a courageous one at the time. I would have gave him credit. He was from Louisiana, a very conservative state. But like, why would you do that? And then once you've done that, you're done to Donald Trump. I don't understand these people that think loyalty goes both ways. If you ever called a guy named Jeff Sessions and checked in, a crazy anti-immigrant, racist, far-right Republican senator at the time from Alabama, couldn't even be put on the courts under Reagan and a Republican majority of senators. He was so racist. So he didn't make the judgeship. He ran, of course, became senator from Alabama. First one to endorse Trump. Stephen Miller worked for him. He gave Stephen Miller over to Trump. He should be held responsible for that forever. And what did Trump do the minute he wouldn't indict Hillary Clinton on nothing for him and break the law? Donald Trump destroyed him. Not only did he push him out, when Sessions went to run again for that Senate seat, he endorsed his opponent. And we've seen this movie. We also saw it happen to Mo, whatever the hell his name was, Brooks in Alabama. We've seen it happen. He screwed over what's her name in New York, the Bush Republican who sold her soul. And then,
Stefanik.
Yes, Stefanik. Like, he's done this again and again. He's never. So I don't understand these people. They clearly can't learn the lesson because there's it's almost like their cowardice, their fear overtakes. It's fight or flight. Their amygdalas are too big. I don't understand. They can't seem to do an objective analysis of how many people this guy has screwed over who supported him 90% of what he wanted. just not the other 10%. And then you think you're going to vote to convict him and he's going to support you? Are you insane?
There's two things that could be going on here. One of them, this is a comment. I'm going to play a little clip here from our mutual friend, Fred Wellman. This is the way he characterized the mental framework that abused Republicans have come to adopt about Donald Trump. He said,
"You're the best, Daddy. Hurt me."
Which that is one hypothesis. The other one is dull.
That's definitely what Lindsey Graham's doing.
Yes. The other one is dull and it has math to it. But I'll try and skip the math and just say, again, like I do this on my show. I talk to a Republican consultant who does this analysis in races. He affirmed that this is absolutely true. The conversation you have with Republican office holders and candidates these days is, sure, you could break with Trump, but what will happen to you is what happened to Bill Cassidy, what happened to Mark Sanford, what happened to those 5 Indiana Republicans. You will end up sacrificing your career and you will make no difference.
But there's a caveat to that, which is
there is a caveat. There's a caveat.
Well, there's 2 caveats. One is
go ahead. Go with the caveat.
I'll just say quickly, Cassidy, again, as I said, had already you can just have no morals and no scruples and just kiss Trump's ass on everything